will say to the day I die, the best player that I've ever seen don a baseball uniform was Barry Bonds, and there's really not even anybody close.
This one's deep to right. Home run, Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds will always be the best player that I've ever seen.
I've been screaming that from the rooftops. I played with him for a year. It was the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It was unbelievable.
All right, let's do this. We are going to talk about how good Barry Bonds was, and we're going to start with a guy that played with him. You talk about him, I would say, every month or so on the show, his name comes up, and
Not
you
enough.
actually got to experience a season next to him.
Listen, Chipper. We had Chipper on earlier. What'd Chipper say? Who was the best player he saw?
He didn't hesitate.
Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna say I played with and against. Obviously, I played for almost 20 years, and I got Cal Ripken at the end of his career, and I got some of those older guys. I mean, Paul Molitor I got to play with, and a lot of Hall of Fame guys that were some of the best, right? Pitchers included, right? And then I went all the way to 2016 where I got to play with like a Freddie Freeman, Dansby Swanson. I saw Cunha when he was coming up, right? Ozzie Albies was a teammate of mine. So I've got to see both ends of the spectrum. Played against Harper. I played against Miguel Cabrera in the same division the year he won the Triple Crown in 2012. I played with Barry Bonds for 1 year, 2004. If you don't know the 2004 year, go look it up. And I know the first thing people are going to say is he was on stuff. I don't care what he was on, okay? He was the best offensive player. Now, defensively at this time, he was older and he still make the plays, and he didn't have a great arm, but he still stole a base. If he got on first and needed to steal second, he could do it every time. It was unbelievable. It's the only guy, and we told this story the other day when we had Eric Gagne on here too. I went to Japan with Barry. First time I met Barry. Went to Japan with him in 2002. And we had Barry Bonds, Jason Giambi, Ichiro was on that team, Derek Lee, Jimmy Rollins. The list was crazy. Eric Chavez. I mean, we had Bernie Williams. I mean, we had a freaking Pat Burrell. We had a freaking stud team. Okay. Barry Bonds would go over there, and Pat Burrell said this to me, and I'll never forget it. They would very rarely throw Barry a strike, even over in Japan, right? And he didn't hit a home run one time. And Pat Burrell came back and looked at me and goes, I can't believe Barry Bonds didn't hit a home run. He goes, he's the only guy I've ever been in a ballpark with where he didn't hit a home run, and I was surprised that he got a pitch to hit. It was that great. I remember he had an at-bat in Japan. This is when I was like, this dude's on a different planet. Guy threw him a split, like the split, and he swung and missed at it. He looked at the pitcher, and he went like this. He went. And the next pitch, he threw it higher, and he freaking hit it 900 feet. It was a joke for this guy. I mean, I've never seen anything like it, and I can't say it enough. Like, offensively, the year I saw what he did is the best year. Look up the numbers. He had like a 700 on base, 650 on base. His OPS was well over 1,000, like 1,200 something.
14.
Yeah, 1,400. I mean, it was so crazy you can't even think about it. He was so much better. And I know, listen, Dana, they're going to say he was on stuff. I don't care. It was so much better. And I remember playing against him, pitching to him. He hit a ball, I'll never forget, off Joe Mays. We were playing when I was in Minnesota. We went over there, and I think it was 2003, so the year after I went to Japan. And Joe Mays got him out on like a slow curveball, I think it was. And the next at bat, we tried it again, and he hit a ball that hit the right field wall in San Francisco, and I swear the wall moved 7 feet back. And there's still probably a dent in the wall. It was a great. And then we talked about the Gagne at bat, the other day we had Gagne. Like, words don't even describe how good Barry Bonds was.
Well, let's show some stats then to help tell the story of how good Barry was. He was a cyborg. He was a cheat code. He was the greatest stats-wise player of all time. By far. Greatest hitter of all time. 14-time All-Star, 7-time MVP, 7 MVPs, 22 seasons. There's the WAR number. The batting average slightly under 300 for the career, 762 home runs. I like that we have the headshot of him from Pittsburgh because there was a whole version of Barry then. Then you got the San Francisco version. Career 444 on base percentage, just shy of 3,000 hits, 8 Gold Glove awards, 514 stolen bases, the 73 homer season in 2001. And again, we're not stupid. We know the storylines here, but we're talking about the production. Trust me, we've gotten plenty over PED talks on this show. We don't hold back, but there's the sexy baseball reference page.
Here's the story. Shohei Ohtani's season last year. people consider great. It was what, the 11th greatest Barry Bonds season of his career? Think about that. Like, how great was Shohei Ohtani last year? And that was the 11th greatest season Barry Bonds ever had. 11th. So he had 11 better seasons or 10 better seasons than the one Shohei just had. And we're talking about that being an all-time season. Barry had 10 or 11 better than that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't do it justice to look at just numbers unless you were there every day. And I've told this story on here before. 2004, we go into Houston. We open in Houston. All right, we get Clemens, Pettit, Oswalt first 3 days. Right, Oswalt opening day is shoving. Right, we get to like the 8th inning. And we asked Clemens the story on here, and he said, "Man, Oswalt shouldn't have thrown that pitch. He threw him a pitch. He hit a home run. We won the game like 2-1. Other than that, we were doing nothing off of him." Right.
Mm-hmm.
Barry comes in the clubhouse, and that was 659 in his whole career. We had 5 more games on the road. He goes, "I will not hit a home run until we get back to San Francisco. I want to tie Willie at home." And I looked at JT Snow, and JT Snow goes, "Watch what he's about to do the next 5 games." I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "He won't hit a home run, but he will hit missiles everywhere." For 5 games, he didn't hit a home run. He just went, double, do. We get back home. He goes, "All right, today's the day I tie Willie." Boom, homer. Next day, today's the day I pass the torch. Willie passes me the torch. Homer. Boom, homer. It was like nothing I had ever seen in my life.
What was
Nothing.
he doing for those 5 games?
Just
Like,
getting hits. Just
right.
getting hits.
But he wasn't taking home run swings?
Dude, listen, I don't know. I wasn't that good. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. Maybe Crouch was that good where he'd be like, "This is a home run swing." He just was like, "I'm just going to get hits."
Did you ever go up there and say, "Okay, I'm not going to give my A swing, my home run swing right now"?
No.
I mean, I guess some guys did it where they would, like, you know, obviously
Well, no, there's
choke
times
up,
where you're just like trying to flick the
change
ball.
your
put it in play,
approach.
but
Yeah,
that's different.
but he wasn't doing that.
No,
He
looked
was
the
hitting
same.
missiles, but missiles that wouldn't go over the wall.
Yeah.
He could plan it out that way.
It was unbelievable. Dude, this guy, it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. I saw him do things that I can't even explain.
AJ lived it. I just watch it. I've pulled up his baseball reference. The bold on his baseball reference is crazy. Any kind of bold stat, any highlighted stat is career, like a baseball history. His numbers are ridiculous. But what even demeans those numbers, which is never talked about, because we talk about it all the time now, about how like Jorge Soler signed it to play in San Francisco. It's going to diminish his numbers. This man played in San Francisco. He was bashing balls. He ruined hitting balls into the bay for other people. Like, people thought it was just going to happen often. You go to that place, it is a game changer. There's no place in the big leagues by far that is tougher to hit a home run out of. That man was hitting them everywhere. So that just exemplifies what he did.
Nobody's put a 30 homer season together still. Isn't that the stat? Since Bonds did
That's
it?
him. 2004. I think it was 2004. There was the one where he tied the record right there. That was off Matt Kinney. I was there. I was like, this is a joke. That was the one off Gagne after the epic at bat he had. Listen.
People don't do it.
Jake Peavy, that was 700th homer. I got to see that. Oppo Taco on a breaking ball.
At night.
I mean, yeah. Take that. I don't know who the lefty was.
Halsley.
Didn't matter. Bung Hung Kim. Yep, got him.
Yum Young Kim for a little bushes. And look where it goes, too. That's halfway up the bleachers.
I mean, Oppo at Petco back when the ball didn't go anywhere off Hensley. I mean.
Oh, that was the record breaker right there.
Yeah. It was just listen, I've never been in awe of playing with a dude in my life until I played with that guy. And then it was
and
just
don't give me this. Don't give me the steroid stuff either, people. Like,
there's a lot of other guys that were on steroids too. There was a lot of other dudes that were on steroids.
I'm aware, but
they weren't doing that.
To many people, they go, well, if you're on the right cycle and the right plan, you can go from out of the bigs, like minor league fringe, to getting in. You can go from good to, check out some players that had no homers and then had a 50 homer season in their career. There's a couple. And then you can go from maybe best of all time already to what the... That's what you see. It's a big impact. There were some guys during that era.
I know it was a big impact,
dude,
but I'm just saying there was a lot of other guys doing stuff
I agree,
too.
but you know a couple of the names where you look and you're like, This dude hit 52 home runs this one season.
know.
You know the people I'm talking about. And you're like, how the hell did that person put that together? We're not holding back here. It just, trust me, I'm super anti-PED. I talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, this was stupid. This was video game bonanza every night from him.
You couldn't do this in BP. Big leaguers couldn't do this in BP at the rate that he was doing it in big league games against big league pitchers.
No. Oh, by the way, similarities. I love this. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you want to read this? So some will listen.
Willie
on the pod
Mays,
later.
Hank Aaron,
Is there similarity
Frank
scores
Robinson,
on
A-Rod,
Baseball Reference?
Pujols,
The closest has
Griffey.
to be Willie Mays. If you're going to have to compare somebody, in my opinion, it's Willie Mays' numbers.
Dude, I got
Frazier
into an
is the
argument the other
godfather.
day with Griffey about this, and it was so fun. We don't have
What
enough
was-
time.
No, I want to know.
Like, I'm like, listen, Griffey was unbelievable. I mean, I played with and against Griff for a long time, and he was unbelievable.
Yeah.
But I'm like, Griff, listen, you weren't as good as Barry hitting, and he was just fired up.
Really?
He's like, but I can play center field. I'm like, I don't care. And it was great. And I was like, great. And I'm like, great, Griff, I love you. I love you to death. But dude, it wasn't close.
But he feels competitive about it.
Oh, he's super competitive.
I mean,
about
Kratz
it.
the other-
super competitive.
Perhaps the
about
other segment said he felt like he was the best player in the league. So if Griffey's up there saying I felt like I was the best and I was just as good as Barry, then I at least understand where he's coming from. He is one of the best players.
He
of all
was.
time.
Griff was unbelievable.
He's not Barry status.
But he wasn't because it was also the threat,
Yeah.
right? Of like, oh my God, when is Barry up? Because we have to make sure there's nobody on base, or we can walk him, or otherwise it's a homer. I mean, I have so many Barry. I mean,
Yeah.
Barry Bonds. So we're playing Colorado. They weren't very good. And what was the loud guy's name that was the manager there forever? Turned red all the time. He yelled at everybody.
Clint Hurdle?
Clint Hurdle.
Oh yeah.
He would, he loved to talk a lot, right? So we're there. We go to Colorado. First game, he pitches to Barry in a big situation, and Barry hits a ball off the. I mean, he didn't go out. It hit the yellow line at the top of the right field corner, and I swear it registered on the Richter scale when it hit the wall. And whatever, we ended up winning the game because of that hit. And from that moment on, I swear the rest of the year, Clint Hurdle was like,
That's
I
it.
don't know if he got another at bat against Colorado the rest of the year. I mean, it was like, nope, put him on, every at bat.
I mean, he was the algorithm hack for the analytics departments that say don't intentionally walk most dudes.
You had to.
Yeah.
AJ was hitting
I'm
behind
saying
him.
in
Come on,
weird
man.
That's true.
situations.
I was for a while, and then they figured out that wasn't a good answer.
Anyway.
They put Edgardo Alfonso there because they were like, you'll hit behind him. But it sucked for me because every time you come up, especially in San Francisco, if you didn't get a hit, dude, you were the enemy. Like if you didn't get a hit as hitting behind Barry Bonds, you were the enemy. Oh, they're walking him to get to you. You suck.
Pressurized situation.
Oh man, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And if you hit a ground ball, my speed, he wasn't taking the dude out a second.
No.
No, it was an auto double play.
Yes.
Auto DP.
You got to get a little lift on that thing.
Auto
Don't worry
DP.
about shooting it past the infield
No.
in that case.
No,
Yeah.
auto DP.
That's good. So we'll do more of these if you like them, but also if you're watching this after the fact, as we did it live, just drop a little comment. Let us know your thoughts on Barry and what we're talking about here. Looking back at past players, we got plenty of stories for you.
Hey everybody, be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.